Welcome to another episode of Levante TV, where we support each other to reach our full potential by using our gifts to create the beautiful life we deserve. I am your host, Levante. I talk a lot about the beautiful life around here, and I know many of you might be like, what is she talking about? In today's episode, I'm going to break it all down. I'm a huge believer in living life by design and not by default. When we live life by default, we fall into two categories. But when we live life by design, we fall into the best life or the beautiful life category. So what are the three categories of life? I call them the 3 B's. Bored, better, and beautiful, with YOU at the center. So let's break down the 3 B's. The bored life. The first type of life some people live is just that, bored. This doesn't mean that their life is boring, quite the contrary, but it means they are somewhat bored with their life. They carry on daily routines that mean nothing to them. Every day looks the same, and they have given up on their deep desires. These people lead mediocre lives, never unleashing their full potential because they have succumbed to going in the direction of the wind of life. On the extreme end of the bored life, there are those who practice escapism to drown out their reality by over-medicating, over-drinking, or even addiction. People living the bored life are generally not exercising their creative power to live their life by design and believe that they have to take what they get. Several years ago, I discovered my own bored life. My morning started off as usual, where the first thing I did was to brush my face and wash my teeth. Wash my face and brush my teeth. One particular morning, I forgot to close the cabinet door, and when I raised my head, I banged right into the sharp edge of the door. As I held my head and reeled in pain, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I realized that I really hadn't seen myself in a long time. I went closer to the mirror to stare into my own eyes, and I couldn't find myself there. This was a sad moment. I knew that I had passion and a fire for life deep down, but the girl looking back at me had none. Her eyes were dead as she carried on the same boring routine day after day, giving up on her dreams. I couldn't believe that I had become that girl. I felt stuck and powerless in my own life, and I knew deep down that this was no way to live. If you're feeling stuck and powerless, living every day with the same routine and not inspired by your dreams, then you are living the bored life. Take the time to truly see yourself and understand that you get one shot at life. Will you waste it in boredom, or will you get up and take charge of the direction of your life? The next B, the better life. Many people live in this state, which as it states is better than the bored life. In this life, we're playing at optimal levels in our comfort zone. You feel a sense of satisfaction and confidence, but you tend to focus on how your life looks to others rather than what you really want your life to be. These people are relatively successful. They could be your boss, co-workers, family members, and friends. For these people, life is just fine. It's not exciting, not filled with expectation or a desire to jump out of the comfort zone anytime soon. These people are comfortable. Although they experience perpetual yearning for more, they often think of what they might lose if they stepped out of their comfort space, and that keeps them where they are. A few years ago, I was living the better life. I had a good job, achieved a few things, but life was just fine. And that is when I realized that I'm not the kind to settle for a just fine life. I had forgotten my truth as I floated along on others' expectations while denying my true desires. I was comfortable living a lie, but not anymore. I decided that I would play my active part in designing the kind of life I knew I deserved. And that's when I started the search on the path to what it means to live the best or beautiful life. I had written a song called Beautiful, and during the process I realized that true beauty meant living my truth. This thought and meditation quickly transferred into how I was living my life. I began to spell beautiful with Y-O-U. I began to study people who were living all out with fire and enthusiasm, and I realized that they were all walking in their truth, using their gifts to create their dreams, and hence they exuded a brilliant and beautiful light onto the world. That's the life I wanted. That is my birthright. It is your birthright. We're not meant to remain stuck in a rut or just get by. We're meant to shine and be alive in our lives, to wake up every day energized by our mission or gifts, and with the creative spark to fulfill our highest potential. As my life was unraveling, I came upon this Bible verse that totally helped me to form the foundation of what it means to live my best or beautiful life. It is Proverbs 18:16, where it says, "A man's gifts makes room for him and brings him before great men." I realized that my gifts were meant to provide for me and to be the light that brings me into the company of my tribe. One day, I was listening to Reverend Michael Beckwith, who mentioned that the word human being is derived from a Sanskrit word, which means dispenser of divine gifts. This was mind-blowing as I realized that as human beings, our divine purpose is to dispense our divine gifts while we're here on earth. Using our gifts is essential to living our best life. I didn't want to live a life bored or better. I wanted to live a life as a dispenser of divine gifts. When we take on this perspective to use our gifts to create our dreams, every single day of our life is magic. And when we live the beautiful life, we experience and spread this magic all around. Because you are magical, and the gifts you have inside of you is the magic that is necessary in the world. You are the only bearer of those gifts that were given to you by the greater source with a capital S. Or all-powerful source is counting on us to wake up to our gifts and co-create with it the beautiful reality we were sent here to manifest. Those people who live the beautiful life submit to their higher calling to fulfill the great promise within them. They carry a certain magic that affects all those they come into contact with, and they stay steadfast in using their gifts, and they are abundantly provided for as a result. The beautiful life feels like freedom, expression, significance, and certainty of your calling. You remain tapped into your inner GPS and steadfast on the path you were born to take. As you make the decision to not live life by default but by design, you begin to actively co-create your reality with Source. This creative impulse taps you into a divine flow, and as you begin to take inspired action, you begin to create your beautiful life, and that, my friend, is true success. So are you living the beautiful life? We all deserve to wake up every day energized by our life. I hope this episode touches the magic inside of you and inspires you to find your gift and use it to create the beautiful life that you deserve. As usual, I never like to leave you without giving you something you can use in your life. Check out the show notes below to get free access to my groundbreaking Mindset of Champions training that will help you to evaluate your mindset for success and develop the mindset that is necessary to create your beautiful life. Also, check out the show notes for access to my free virtual concert. I love sharing my gifts with you. So for more great coaching and music, come on over to levante.com, where the real party is at. Join the community and get more insightful content that I only share with insiders. And be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Did you find this valuable? Then I'm sure someone else will too. Remember, sharing is caring, and as we each do better, we all do better. So make it your duty to pass on the goodness. Until next time, shine bright, beautiful.